Recently, the folks at the Education Data Initiative, researchers who have taken on the mission of collecting data and statistics about the U.S. education system, released a report showing D.C. residents carry the highest average federal student loan debt in the nation. That is $54,945 per borrower. Let's just call it 55 grand. Now, I know some of y'all are waiting for me to say, good Lord, that's a lot of money, but I wouldn't do you like that. Believe me, I know that student loan debt is no joke. It's a heavy burden, one usually taken on at the end of childhood and then carried on for decades throughout adult life. I mean, sometimes we laugh about it, but not like in that good way. It's more like the, if I don't laugh about this, I'm going to cry kind of way. Because student loan debt can be the difference between working a job you hate that pays well or working in a job you love that pays less. In a past life, I used to work at several New York City law firms while I saved up jokes and beer money for open mics. And I can't tell you the number of burnt out attorneys I came across who had big dreams and even bigger promise for their careers and their lives, both now being spent one day at a time in the service of big corporate because of student loan debt. It can control where you live, how you live, and what you do to live. It can be the difference between living in a one-bedroom apartment or a 5-person group home. It can be the difference between eating out once or twice a week or eating oodles and noodles 6 days out of 7. And of course, it disproportionately impacts women and people of color. And not just in the district, this is the whole DMV. Maryland residents carry the second most debt in the nation at nearly $43,000, and Virginia's coming in fourth at just over 39 grand. Less money, yes, but it's the same burden. A burden that's been relieved these last few years due to the CARES Act putting a freeze on payments and interest, and I personally know that for some of you, not having that weight hanging over your life has been a gift that's been given to you several times now, including just this month with the Biden administration extending the freeze through August 31st. And now it's looking like President Biden is considering an even stronger gift, the reduction or cancellation of remaining student loan debts. He's already got a good track record with it. He's canceled $17 billion in student loan debt so far. Good Lord, that's a lot of money. There you go. And he's given indications that he wants to go even further. Now, his constituents are on board, but of course there are lawmakers lined up against the idea, like Senator Mitt, I have an elevator in my house for my cars, Romney, who seems to think it's a desperation move by Democrats to try and bribe their way to votes. Any of y'all got a problem with being bribed? Anybody? If so, you know what? We don't have to call it a bribe. It's such a negative word. Let's call it, I don't know, lobbying. Senator Mitt has gotten his share. Isn't it about time you get yours? There's also quite a few people who don't want student loan forgiveness extended to others because it's not fair to them. I had to pay, so they should have to pay. And those people need to send their stingy selves down in a corner somewhere. The last thing you should want is for your neighbors to endure hardships simply because you did. Think about it. The weight being off them is a weight off you. You spent all that money and didn't learn how to think critically, and that's a shame. The weight of student loans being lifted off our society would help every facet of it. But at the end of the day, it's a Band-Aid because new student loan debt is being accrued every day. What we really need is to lower the cost of higher education.